Can you believe 8 Mile came out almost 20 years ago? Like, did that happen? Jesus freaking Christ. Anyway, let's review 8 Mile. Eight Mile stars Eminem, Brittany Murphy, McCoy Pfeiffer, and is directed by Curtis Hanson. What is up, guys? Welcome to another patron request. This is for Christopher Brownell Jr. If you're of a certain tier, then you can get a review. And Christopher, he gets a review every month because he is of the Michael Myers tier. And I like that he's requesting movies that aren't horror because it gives me a chance to I guess, stretch my review legs outside of my chosen genre. And last month I did National Lampoon's Vacation, and I freaking had a blast discussing that movie. And so 8 Mile is one that you would not expect me to review, especially because if you know me, you know I'm like a big rock metalhead type guy. But I do like some good rap from time to time, actually. I'm not like knee deep in rap. I don't listen to rap every day, but I have my chosen artists that I do like. I like old Ice Cube, love Dr. Dre, actually. And of course I like Eminem. You know, Eminem's just one of those artists that transcends the genre. You know, people that don't like rap like Eminem. He just is and was that big. But almost 20 years ago, Eminem actually was the lead actor in a movie called 8 Mile, which a lot of people think that this is like a biopic type movie, and it's not. Of course, there's some elements of Eminem's backstory in there. Yeah, he did grow up in Detroit. He did live near like 8 Mile and all that stuff. But there's a lot of stuff in here that's not from Eminem's real life backstory, and he purposefully did that because he wanted the story to be able to develop on its own without being confined to the constraints of a biopic. When you're playing a fictional character, you can pretty much take that character anywhere. But first off, quick plot synopsis. Eminem, he plays Jimmy or B-Rabbit, because growing up in 8 Mile and you know you're in the rap game, you know, everybody has like a pseudonym, and his pseudonym was B-Rabbit. But this is a character that's kind of like Rocky. He's just like down and out. He really is living a life that's going nowhere. He is very, very talented as a rapper. And there is a section in the rap game where they basically just go head to head impromptu, you know. And there's this big competition in this club set in the movie. And this really happened in Eminem's life growing up too, where they would go head to head and you do it right in front of a crowd. And it can be downright scary as hell to have to face a crowd like that. And it shows it like right at the beginning of the movie. He's like wanting to throw up and everything, and then he gets out in front of the crowd and he completely blows it. Silent. He's got nothing. And so he literally has to just walk off stage. And that's got to be like the most stressful type of situation that one can be in. Especially when this is your forte. This is the one thing in your life that you're great at. And you choke. So what do you do when you leave? You know, it's hard to pick yourself back up and rebuild. And you got nothing to fall back on. Like I said, this is your number one thing. This is what you're supposed to be great at. But every time there's one of these events head to head, it's a trial by fire.
Your style is generic, mine's authentic made. I roll like a renegade, uniclinic aid. My technique's bizarre and ill, I scar and kill. You were a star until I served you like a bar and grill. As I proceed to cook and grill you, that's all it took to kill you. You
have to be able to bring your A game at a moment's notice. So that's a small portion of this movie, really, though. It's pretty much bookended. You see that at the beginning of the movie. I think there's a couple little moments where he raps in the middle. And of course, there's the big showdown at the end, which is, to me, the best part of the movie, actually. But there's some great moments in here where, you know, we get to see Rabbit's home life. He lives in a trailer. His mother is in this, like, dead-end relationship with this guy that's, you know, like Rabbit's age. Played by Michael Shannon, by the way. That was kind of cool. I forgot Michael Shannon was in this. And also there's this love interest story with the late Brittany Murphy. And behind the scenes, I guess, Brittany Murphy and Eminem had kind of a relationship while they were filming this movie. But the chemistry is definitely there. You can see it on screen. But, you know, she's definitely some star power in this movie, and there's quite a bit of it, actually, with her and McCoy Pfeiffer and Anthony Mackie. A lot of big heavy hitters, even though they were kind of getting started back then, and they all went on to be pretty successful. I mean, hell, Anthony Mackie, he's Falcon now. But one thing I also liked that this movie showcased was this is a white man in a black man's world. You know, he is trying to be a successful rapper. And if you're, let's face it, if you're a white person, it's gonna be an uphill battle to step into that world. I mean, you better be talented and you better be able to bring your A game. And I like that this kind of shined a light on that. Not fully, but it's there. And, you know, you can step outside of the movie and think about white rappers like Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice was successful in his own right, but he had some controversy around him. And you could compare Vanilla Ice to veterans, you know, like Dr. Dre, like DMX. They have a very different style than Vanilla Ice did. When you listened to their music, you could tell that it was rooted in their actual life. And I'm not saying that, you know, white rappers don't live that life, because some of them do have rough upbringings and they can apply that to their music. But I don't think it came across that well with Vanilla Ice. But there's very few examples out there, really. Snow, that was another. I remember he had like the one hit Informer, and he was one of those rappers that's just like really fast, who Eminem's actually really, you know, a really fast rapper in some of his later stuff. And I can kind of tie that into a little bit of a con that I have with this movie, because the music in this movie,
gay jokes, especially from a gay broke bitch yourself. Hey, Lo. This style's doo-doo. You worked here longer than me, and I get paid more than you do.
when they have some of these showdowns and Eminem, you know, is doing his thing, I think his music outside of this movie is a lot better than, I guess, the impromptu segments that are in the movie. I mean, there's so many examples. Like if you listen to his actual music, I think he's just so much more talented than what I heard in this movie.
Some of them are doing, you assuming I'm a human. What I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, and I made a promise so that anything you say is ricocheting off of me. Devastating more than ever, demonstrating how to give them. Audience a feeling like it's devastating, never fading, and I know the haters are forever waiting for the day they can say for up to celebrate. Cause another way to get them.
Everything feels kind of segmented and put together and almost edited a little bit, and it didn't take me out of the movie. It's not bad. But the one problem here is that I have Eminem's actual music to compare it to, which I don't think it compares to that well. Not nearly as effective. And maybe you can blame the filmmaking for that, because a big part of filmmaking is editing. And to me, the music didn't come together as well as it could have. Of course, the big hit from the movie, Lose Yourself, that's a great track, of course. And they do sprinkle segments of that throughout this movie, even him like writing the song. But outside of that, I didn't think the music was as effective, as great. And I guess that ties into the directing. Curtis Hanson, very good director. This isn't a bad movie. But if you read behind the scenes, like Quentin Tarantino was sought after to direct this. Can you imagine if Tarantino directed this? Because a lot of the acting in this movie, like the music, feels kind of like constrained. I just don't think the script was as tight as it could have been. You take somebody like Tarantino that knows how to work with actors and lets them freeform a bit. There's a good word for you, freeform, because that's a big part of what B-Rabbit does in his world, freeform rapping. Tarantino would have nailed that, I think. And I think this movie would have been so much better with somebody like Tarantino behind the camera. And also that comes down to Eminem's acting. I'm going to cut Eminem some slack. For a first movie, and he has to play the lead role, and he hasn't acted before this, damn good job. I will definitely give him that. Now, let's say that this was somebody that had been acting his whole life. This was his profession. It's just a passable job. I don't think Eminem's performance in this movie is like De Niro or anything like that. He's definitely in his world, and he's able to deliver the performance, but a lot of it is pretty one note. And he's just very brooding throughout the whole movie, which of course the character would be kind of brooding, I guess. I'm not talking like Oscar worthy here, okay? It's like I said, it's passable. It's not bad acting by any means. Even Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon that's an actor. Like, damn, that's a great actor. Eminem's not a great actor, and he even knows that. After he done this movie, he said, never again. That's a quote. Eminem, never again. And he's only had a couple little cameo spots since this movie. He didn't like the process whatsoever. When you're the lead actor and you're in pretty much every scene of the movie, it can be exhausting. Because I've been on movie sets, and I know that there's a lot of waiting, And it's a thankless job sometimes. I guess the spoils come after, once it comes out, because this was a hit. You know, this was like the second highest grossing R-rated movie opening weekend of all time when it came out. It was a big hit, and it made its money, and it did a great job. It even won Eminem an Oscar in the music category. But does it stand the test of time? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So anyway, I still enjoy the movie. I think the last act is a lot of fun. You know, seeing Eminem take all of his insecurities and applying that to his rap.
Fuck a Papa Doc, fuck a clock, fuck a trailer, fuck everybody. Fuck y'all if you doubt me. I'm a piece of fucking white trash, I say it proudly. And fuck this battle, I don't want to win, I'm outie. Here, tell these people something they don't know about me.
And throwing it back at his opponent, I thought that was genius. That was great. But overall, I'm going to give it a straight up humdrum. It's a fun movie, not bad, not great. So anyway, that's my review for 8 Mile. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I know some of you probably love 8 Mile, but that's my honest opinion. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.